Okay, got an eating disorder. That my mom, she was mad the champagne episode. She said, "Why the fuck is the cat in the background?" Which you heard on the video. But RightonQuelive, we are live. Got my man here. Introduce yourself, sir, for people that don't know.
Max Ali, Maximilian Machiavelli, the Black God, artist.
All facts.
All facts.
All facts still.
All facts Ali.
Okay. Plug. Can I get my screen?
I guess so.
God damn. Dang, it's all you gotta do. So like just to off mic, we was talking about, you know, I was kind of course as soon as Max sat down, he like, so what do you think about R. Kelly? You still listening to it? And I was like, God damn, I had enough of the survival. I don't want to hear this shit anymore. But of course the conversation started. So both of us kind of agreed just generally that like, one, he's still a genius. Two, us personally, we gonna still continue listening to R. Kelly. Of course, not together holding hands, but just on our own, you know, whatever. But just me personally, what I left with from the documentary series is that yeah, this nigga's sick, yeah, this nigga a monster, yeah, these parents are stupid and retarded and idiotic. Some just wanted the bag. But before, like a few years ago, I was the guy saying like, no, like, anytime I was saying, yo, how y'all still listen to R. Kelly? I'm like, fuck y'all, cause he great, he the GOAT, I don't give a fuck, I'm listening to this nigga all the time, fuck y'all, this is my natural rebellious, like, personality. But now, I'm gonna, like, approach these things a little more delicate and a little, with some more respect of the gravity of these crimes and shit, because this shit is heinous, shit is sick, and this shit is foul. So, for now, I just feel like, you know, I'm still listening to it, cause for whatever reason, I don't know why it doesn't bother me. I'm not triggered. I don't think about little kids. I listen to Bump and Grind. Right. That's my prerogative. But I totally understand now more than ever how people can't. Yeah. Like I get it why you want to delete that shit off, but I will. And you kind of had general similar sentiments, but with other thoughts as well.
Yeah. So I just think you always gonna run into situations like this where like you caught in the middle of like what to do. Because I think, like I was saying to you, we live in like a hyper everything generation. So it's hypersensitive, hyper political. Like all the way down to the sneakers you wear, it has to be a political decision. It's like, or I just like the sneakers. So it's like, I've never related artists to like political decisions. Like Dave Chappelle got the joke and he was like, he was watching TRL on 9/11. He was like, we have Ja Rule on the phone. I don't give a fuck what Ja Rule was saying right now. I want to dance. Yeah. So it's just like.
Maybe, you know. I guess not just this generation, but we give a lot of credit to entertainment. It's a lot of like, maybe too much responsibility at times.
Yeah, and to me,
because it's so influential.
I think we use the word genius too loosely as like a universal genius. It's like no, Kanye West, R. Kelly are creative geniuses. They're musical
Kanye definitely
geniuses.
took that and ran with it and just ruined the word genius forever.
And it's like nah, like. Am I going to look to R. Kelly to figure out tax breaks? No. Am I going to look to R. Kelly to find a melody in a song that I can't figure out? Yes, because he's a musical genius. So to me, I don't relate.
And who is a genius of all things? Nobody. Like, you're not going to go to Elon Musk for fucking...
Nah.
To make I Believe I Can Fly.
I might go to Hope for whatever. I might go to Hope for whatever, bro. That's a fact.
To not cheat? To not do that and like
he
stay
told
faithful?
me on 444 like how to avoid it.
He was 50.
I go through it so you wouldn't do it after me. So I might go to him for the advice because he did it before me. So I'm
gonna be like, yo, you gonna be wilding. About 40. Like, you gonna want to about 40, but as long as she stay true, you gonna be good. Like at the end of the tunnel, you know, it's like only way you get through. Like, you know, you gonna fuck up. It is what it is. Yeah. Shout out to Hope though. But yes, I see a lot of people really outraged. You was also talking about like. You don't really necessarily like you wasn't going full fledged with the whole tear a black man down, but you feel there is something to say towards that. So.
Yeah, because I think like the concept of the behavior that we see with like any black person doing things, it's a quickness to bring them to the front as a monster because we're easy to believe that. That's the narrative we've been believing for a long time from like people political campaigns. They running on putting this criminal in jail that's a black man because he's a monster. But it's like people who commit crimes every day that's just like he's misunderstood. So to me, I think R. Kelly is guilty of everything, if not everything, that they said he did. But I also think it should be some kind of understanding that he needed help and nobody was ever there to help him. And this is what happens when you don't help people. So instead of just criminalizing him now at 50 years old, we got to think back to 20-year-old R. Kelly who was getting raped for 7 straight years or molested by an older woman. And that's what made him not want older women. He wanted younger women. So that's not to absolve him of anything. He's definitely still guilty, but multiple things can be true at once. He needed help in a time where nobody helped him. Everybody was benefiting from him because he was writing every hit every day. But then when that goes untreated, he becomes a monster after 30 years, and now it's just like, what do? You just make a documentary and talk about it at Sundance. That's not fair either.
Yeah.
So I just think that's the thing.
Yeah, and I agree. Content is important. And I saw some people say, yo, they trying to make us feel sorry for R. Kelly at the beginning of the series. And I feel like, no, it's called storytelling. So they got to paint the picture. It would have been very easy to just start the documentary at Aaliyah. Yeah, like, this nigga been wilding ever since. Like, and don't forget the high school, but this nigga he married a 50-year-old. Look what he been doing ever since. Right. So it's like, no, I like that. I like the approach to it. I thought they told it from every side possible damn near whatever. So I guess maybe to your point, there was an agenda still no matter what, though. Even though they wanted to be pretty fair and contextual, we still like, no, this nigga's a fucking monster. We're going to tell you why in every kind of way. But as you're saying, maybe if we, as we continue to evolve even more and learn and fully grasp mental health and shit like that, and trauma, we could have been like, no,
really want to get better.
Yeah, you could have split the agenda in half of like, monster, this is why he's a monster. Because
I think R. Kelly could be a teaching moment of untreatable trauma and mental health. But we just use it to say, don't listen to his music ever again. He's a terrible person. He should have never been great in the first place. And it's like, but he has untreated traumatic mental health experiences that I feel like something we never talk about is like how often little black boys get molested by older women. Like, if he does it, he's R. Kelly, he's a monster. If a woman does it, she's a cougar. You know what I mean? That is
like, I have seen those stories come out more and more in the last week or so of like really more so of women saying like, yo, you be most men will be like, they wouldn't believe how many women have been sexually abused in some way, shape, or manner or whatever. And then at the same time, some people, no, but you gotta understand that little boys as well. Yeah. And like, but just thinking about both those sides of it, I'm just really disgusted because it made me think in general. Boys and girls, just how many people out here just touching little kids. Yeah. Like, it's just really like.
And that's why I'm like, R. Kelly is definitely guilty. Like, I don't want to say he's not guilty. He needs to get everything that's coming to him because once you realize you have a problem and you decide not to fix it, now you should get everything that comes with that. He decided to keep going into it knowing he has a problem.
Arrogantly.
So from there, you deserve everything that comes to you. But I also feel like, for a society, for us to grow, we got to identify this earlier and just not say, oh, well, you wrote I Believe I Could Fly, so we forgot about it. You wrote Ignition Remix, we forgot when you was on trial. We forgave it. We swept it under the rug. I just think that's not cool either.
Yeah, and also even speaking more on context, I feel a lot of people saying, yo, like, how's he able to get away with it? It's because it's black girls. And I feel like, yes, that could be a part of it, but I feel...
multiple things can be true at once.
Facts. And... another part, if not a bigger part, is that one, he was fucking R. Kelly, making all these hits and money and shit like that. But as well as that was just the norm at the time. A lot of niggas was fucking young girls. Like, it is what it is. I was talking to Penny, and Penny was like, "Nah, of course you gotta be extreme and bold, but who fucking know? It's a good point, possible good point." She's like, "I don't know." She said, "I think almost every man 35 to 40 and up fucked a young girl before in their life."
Nah, she won't. That's not facts.
But the point is. That was definitely normal, especially like in our culture. And I don't want to say our culture, because like I said, a lot of men just do it, unfortunately. Yeah. But especially in hip hop, from the lyrics to the videos to the movies, we've seen that shit throughout the entire 90s alone, whatever. So I feel R. Kelly was able to get away with it because
it was acceptable.
I mean, I'm doing it too. Who am I? He really doing it over there. So, but I can't say to myself, I'm doing it. And eventually I stopped, but at the same time, who am I to say? Because I once did it. So that's how I kind of looked at it. And I saw a lot of people saying, like, Dream Hampton, the producer, I asked a lot of people to come and speak for her on the documentary. You had thoughts about John Legend speaking, but she was saying, a lot of people, I asked a lot of people denied. And I personally thought that was a problem because another reason, like, back to my point, is like, why he's able to get away with it is because niggas don't want to speak up. So I feel all you niggas who was around back then and was, knew this nigga and worked with him and benefited from him in some way, I think y'all, like, owe, in a way, to the culture, society, some fucking, like, clarity to this shit. Like, Hov, you made 2 albums, a tour, up at fucking Fiesta remix, nigga. Nah, we need you supposed to be so enlightened and elevated. Now we need some thoughts now. Chappelle, you made an infamous comedy skit on him literally peeing on a little girl, and I think that contributed to us thinking, ain't that bad. I mean, she was kind of like a hoe. Like, it is kind of funny, so move on about it. So I think, nigga, we need you to come up to the pulpit with some thoughts now. What's your thoughts on it? So I think, but you didn't like personally John Legend because...
Yeah. So I think...
Thoughts and all that. Whatever.
So when you say that, you know, like, I'm like lyric bar guru. He said, no red hat, don't Michael and Prince me and Ye. They separate you when you got Michael and Prince's DNA. So it's like, to me, I think that would be his response.
Kanye didn't do R. Kelly shit.
No, I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not
I don't
trying
want to
to
hear it.
compare.
Don't bar me to death, Hov. I don't want to hear that shit.
If he's not speaking out on Kanye West supporting Trump, I don't think he's going to speak out on R. Kelly doing deeper things. And him and Kanye is actually cool.
Well,
so
that's a deeper
I just
thing,
think that's
though.
just Jay-Z.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I think...
I'm not saying for everybody. I'm just saying I think that's just Jay-Z to not speak out on stuff.
That's not a problem?
Yeah, but it's also like it goes hand in hand. Like, so my thing with John Legend is you weren't there. You didn't see any of this firsthand.
Right.
So us as an audience experiencing you, we experiencing basically everything you've accomplished, and you're putting that on the line to say I stand with these women, which is perfectly fine. I'm cool with you doing that. But I feel like you didn't have to do that as a part of the series. It seemed very like clout chasing or very like I'm trying to latch onto something, and I'm just like, to me, I don't like when artists do that, especially at other artists.
So he couldn't just feel passionate about him, like, I just want, like, you asked me, all right, cool, no problem.
That's cool, but it's like I would that like. To
You
me,
think he should deny it because, like, I don't know R. Kelly personally?
I wasn't there. Like you, if it comes up in your interview, that's cool.
What about Charlamagne?
You wasn't there, like.
So nobody that was like a part of like his career or dealings in any way should have been a part of the documentary.
Or you didn't even deal with. So I was cool with Wendy Williams. Why? Because you was interviewing him in the '90s. You was around. You was an industry person in the '90s that experienced it, that knew this talk.
Gotcha.
So I'm cool with you being there. John Legend, that wasn't you. Charlamagne, that wasn't really you either. So it's like if they interviewing Funk Flex, cool.
Okay.
If they interviewing Ebro, cool. You was there. You experienced them. You was on those tours. You was at those tour dates. I could get that. John Legend is just like, nah, it just sounds like you there because now you a current person that's popular. You have a real opinion. People care about what you have to say. But it's like, I don't want to know what Ja Rule thinks on 9/11. John Legend, go home. That's just my opinion.
Okay, sure. Another time we was talking before, you had interesting thoughts on energy plant.
Right.
What is an industry plan to you? Because we had, like, initially going into the conversation, I had what I thought the industry plan was, and you kind of made me look differently at it. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so to me, I would say an industry plant is somebody who happens with no foundation. Like, we can't trace how you happened, but you're happening. And you're happening in such a way that it feels like we're missing out if we're not experiencing you happening. That's an industry plant, because it just doesn't work like that.
And a lot of people call Russ an energy plant. And you were saying you agree, and I was like, I was countering that with, well, how is this nigga selling out these stadiums and there's real people in these seats? Because I always looked at energy plants as like, yeah, you got these alleged streams, you got these alleged playlist placements, and maybe even features and followers, shit like that, but ain't no fans come out to see you. So to me, you don't really have fans. You have a bunch of fake numbers and algorithms.
Right.
But you was counter with.
Yeah, so to me,
That's still not like definitive to you. Like, even though you sell out stadiums.
Yes and no, because to me, it's a catch that we don't know about, right? Because we're not that invested. Like, I don't care that much about Russ. I think he's talented, but I don't care that much. I can't name 3 Russ songs. Not because he's not good. He just doesn't do it for me.
Right.
So when I experience Russ, it's just like, to me, the marketing strategy on Russ was that he doesn't have hits that the world knows. He has hits that his fans know. And he doesn't have the appealing image that's like when you see him, he's the drop dead gorgeous guy that everybody's gonna like. He's not the greatest rapper, so he's not gonna rap your head off and wow you with his talent. But he is talented. So what's the selling point? To me, the selling point is to make it feel like you're missing out on something. That's how you introduce him. Like, to me, that's just basic marketing at a label. So we don't really know how to market you. So a genius at the label is just like, all right, so act like he was already happening. What do you mean? Well, let's just say he was already doing these numbers. He was already popping on Spotify, but nobody really was listening. Nobody knew about him. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's why Jay-Z said, I ain't got 1 billion streams, got $1 billion. Inflating numbers like we supposed to be happy about this. Like, Russ doing $1 billion.
In this episode.
Russ doing 1 billion streams in a year, that I'm like, that's cool, but Drake did 1 billion. And I could date how Drake got to 1 billion streams this year. I could look at the last 10 years and say, oh, he earned that 1 billion. You came out of left field and was popping for a couple years, did some interviews, had some songs out, said you produced it, wrote it, engineered it, and
I do everything.
all your own. And you did $1 billion. $1 billion don't just happen like that. So to me, it's like, oh, that's something with the industry. You have some type of connection that we don't have. Inflating numbers like we supposed to be happy about this. We was praising Billboard, but we was young. Now I look at Billboard like, is you dumb? You know what I mean? Like to me, it's like it used to be a thing when somebody's album went platinum. Like, yo, he sold 1 million records.
I've been said platinum singles don't mean shit to me. It
don't count no more.
They be having anything on platinum. I be like, I haven't heard this song.
And it be platinum. Like, you gotta look at the pure sales, because I do music, so I'm always looking how much is this person really selling. They be platinum with 50,000 pure sales. I'm like, these niggas is plastic. The fuck? How's that 1 million? How do you get from 50? So however many streams you got equal 950,000 sales. It don't equal that much in money. It can't. So to me, like when they doing streaming, if it doesn't equal, like if you selling your album at a $10 price point, your album should have to make $10 million to be considered platinum. However many streams you want, that's cool. But that should be the standard. Not just, oh, you got 150 million streams in 2 days, you platinum. What do that mean? Like, so I'm like, if you think about it then, Michael Jackson got the highest selling album ever with Thriller. Think about how many times somebody put that CD in, took it out, put it in, took it out. That don't count towards his sales. So Michael Jackson got $10 billion sold with Thriller by one album. And I'm like, but you can't do it like that. Just every time I click it for 30 seconds means it counts as a sale? You ain't sell me shit. I don't even got to own it for you to sell it. So to me, it's just like, that's just the industry trying to figure out shit. That's industry plan type shit. I don't get involved with that.
Also, you also brought up an analogy saying Wale was an industry plan. Because you were saying that, and I was like, what you mean? Like, he started with the mixtape.
I think they tried, so I don't think he was an industry plan. I think they tried to make him an industry plan. And that's why he didn't click. Because that's not his style.
And you said the Gaga thing was evidence of it.
So,
and you know, recently, like literally randomly, not randomly, I was listening, I had a little Kendrick playlist going, whatever. And Bitch Done Come Alive came on. I remember, well, not rumor, it was supposed to be Gaga on the feature of it. So, would you have said if Gaga made you on that song, would that have been an industry plan move?
Absolutely. But why? Because Wale was signed to Interscope, Kendrick signed to Interscope, Gaga signed to Interscope. So that's what they do. They, like, Bruno...
So why is it, and I was saying at the time, like, why is it just not a label move? Like, why is that an industry plan move?
It is because the industry plan is when... So things they do with rappers, they build you up in your black category. We want to get you your black fan base, and that's your foundation. They'll never leave you. Then we cross you over. What they start trying to figure out is, how do we get these guys to cross over and then get a black fan base? If we do it in reverse, will that make the artist bigger? Will that make them more money because white people buy more albums than black people on average? So what they do is, when Bruno Mars came out, Nothing on You happened. That was supposed to be Lupe Fiasco's song. The label took it from Lupe Fiasco because they didn't want to promote it and gave it to B.O.B., another new artist. From that song, it becomes a hit. B.O.B. is an artist now. Bruno Mars is an artist. Atlantic Records becomes a bigger label with 2 new artists with a hit. So if you think about that, if that's Lupe Fiasco's song and they put Bruno Mars on it, Bruno Mars is getting the industry treatment. We're going to put you with our big rap artists to cross you over to this black market because we want you to appeal to them. And then we're going to leave you in your market. So now 2 things happen that we killing 2 birds with 1 stone. We're going to make a bunch of money. So that's what they do. So it's like, they have industry tactics, and this is all just my theory. They have industry tactics of how they do it. Right, exactly. I know I'm not wrong. This is all facts. All facts out there. I've never lied to you. It's about money.
How can you make money?
So
You
to me,
this conversation, Zach?
Yeah,
I'm listening.
He's not wrong.
Is that a problem?
to me, with Wale, what I think they tried to do is make him an industry plant. So everybody, when I first heard about Wale, his vibe was skateboard, SB dunks, the backpack rap.
Skateboard.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. Not that was really him. Same thing with Lupe Fiasco. Skateboard, backpack rap, SB dunks, chucks. And then I really started listening to Lupe Fiasco. Like, this is not him at all. He don't even skateboard. He just wrote a song about it. Same thing with Wale. Like, when I first heard him, the thing that caught me was, like, when I listened to Chillin', he could actually rap. Like, Dark Liquor Till We Busted, Till I Got a Buzz, like that nigga Chris Mullin. Like, I was like, oh, that's a bar.
And I still hate that niggas don't like that song. That song is hot.
That song
to
is
me.
hot.
Like,
but they was trying to cross him over, and Wale was like, yeah, day after, I couldn't even get Gaga on the phone. Industry plant. But then when you put out his album, Gucci Man is popping at that time, Pretty Girls happened. J. Cole just signed to Rock Nation, we put y'all together. But you see, like, excuse me, now we get to see Wale 10 years later. These ain't his type of songs. Wale is Lotus Flower
Whoa,
Bomb.
whoa.
Is bad.
See, that's where you gotta lose me at. Why isn't Pretty Girl or Chillin' this type of song?
For everything that song is, how many songs Wale did with Gucci Mane since?
How many songs he did with people like Gucci Mane?
Who?
Fat Trail, 2 Chainz.
Fat Trail from DC. 2 Chainz, okay.
That's 2 niggas like Gucci Mane.
Okay, but are any of
And how
those
many songs
songs...
he got with Ross?
But listen though, are any of those songs Pretty Girls? That's my point. When Wale go to the trap,
hold on.
he find them, which is cool.
Yeah, Pretty Girls was a... that's a Wale type song to me, like...
But not with Gucci Mane. That's what I'm saying. I'm not denying that it's the Wale song. Chillin' is a Wale song.
Remember the remix?
Just
remix
not
was
with
fire on the
Lady
low.
Gaga. That's what I'm saying.
Look at me. That's MIA type, man. That was fucking... That's just Paper Planes before I had it. That before Paper Planes?
That's a good question. I don't know.
That shit
I
was
think
Paper
so.
Planes to
I
me,
think so.
like... I don't know. What was I say? Speaking, so to continue on with like followers and fake numbers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time with me, you be talking real heavy about yourself. How like you don't got these, you ain't no industry plan, you ain't got no fake followers, all facts, all real
Is
shit,
that heavy
all
or is
real
it just
shows.
facts?
Hey, I didn't talk.
Okay, I'm just asking. Okay.
Heavy facts.
Heavy facts.
Heavy
Okay.
facts,
That's a
okay.
new
So
hashtag.
talk more about yourself. For the people that don't know, talk about where you at musically. You got a new project on the way, new song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk your
So
shit, sir.
by the time y'all hear this, I'll be dropping my new song Air Max. I got 2 albums already.
2 classics,
Two-
according to you.
I'm just keeping it real cute.
One is really good.
And the other one is
Decent.
what, Black Art?
Yeah, that's a decent one. One is really good. I
Okay.
can't give you this classic thing, man. I can't give you the classic.
To
thing.
me, my thing was I never
But
thought about it.
I still defend Maxism.
Yeah, I think it's a great album, and I think
I agree.
to me, I think for what rapping is from a technicality standpoint, changing flows, using lyrics to tell your story, your real life, I don't think anybody's better at it than me.
Okay.
And that's with respect to every other rapper. But I just feel like when I'm rapping, you don't hear me and be like, oh, he sound like this or he sound nah. That's me, and I'm telling you the truth. I'm making it rhyme. I'm giving you these real stories. I'm switching flows and playing with flows. So my 2 albums, Black Art, came out in 2015. And when it dropped, I was at a
listen to if you listen, go back listen to the Maxism episode. Good
listen
episode.
to the breakdown of the album.
Yeah, he dissects the whole album. Like I said, this nigga's a fucking walking rap genius dictionary and shit like this. So he's raps the whole album like a fucking Rain Man and shit. So
I could break down Air Max for you too, but so I mean,
guy.
in general, Black Art came out. I was at a low point in my life, and I was like, yo, I want to rap, and I want to make something that's true to me, and I want to sell it. And I feel like at that point, it was 2014 when I was doing it. Nobody knew how to sell music independently. You had to be signed to an artist, signed to a label, and I was just figuring out ways to sell it. And I just came up with
around here.
Yeah.
Like you're not. I know you talk heavy, but you're not talking about like an entire world. And like,
Yeah, not an entire world. No. I'm just saying from
Context.
the underground level that I was at and the people I was meeting. Nobody knew. Everything was that piff, my mixtapes. So I was like, no, I want to sell and be able to make money. I'm spending a lot of money. I want to make something back. I'm just naturally like a hustler like that. So I figured out how to get my album out. I sold it, and then the day it came out, it was on the U.S. top 150 hip hop albums at 117. I was like, wow, I never expected that. And it was like streaming didn't even count then. So it was like if streaming would have counted, it got thousands of streams, but it was for selling like a couple hundred albums at once that it got me in the top 150. And I was like, also it lets me realize rappers don't be selling as many hard copies as you think. I sold like 250 albums and I was in the top 150, not even counting streams. So they don't be selling that many albums. So when I see people with more followers, I be like, I can respect it. But I know like when I come out, to me, 250 sales at $10, I never seen that much legal money before. So at 21, I was like, oh, I'm invested. I got a business. Now let me figure out how to copyright it, how to start it. Then I came with a merchandise line because people wanted to like the song and they want to wear the clothes that the artists wear. All right, cool. I'm wearing these hats. It's the name of the album. That became a brand. So then I paired that with my website, made a store, sell my hats.
When I first met this nigga, I thought he was just like
A clothing designer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this nigga does make songs. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but it was like
Shout out to
because
your
I
merch
just
presence.
I just branched it with that, and then from there I was like, all right, let me expand my presence. I'm gonna reach out to people, do homecomings, and then like people hit me up and be like, yo, I like what you did. Can you lecture in my class or can you teach about this? Started going to college and stuff like that. 2017, my second album, Maxism, came out, and I was at a better space. Like I was a better rapper, so I was like, I want to make a more concise album, a conceptual album to tell my story. So then it's a conceptual album, and I'm taking you through details of my life and pairing it with different things from pop culture and just giving you the explanation. So, I mean, to me, that's always been my thing, just trying to figure out my own thing. From there, I got into TV and film, and I was like, I want to write movies, I want to write TV shows. How do I do it? Start figuring out how to do it. Start trying to meet the right people.
Before we get to that, we won't come back to that. Okay. So just talk where we at now with the current project that you're about to roll out in the new song.
Yeah. So the project is, I'm not putting out the project yet. I want to put out the song because I always go away, work on a project, put it out. And I don't want to do that to people, make an audience have to receive 10, 11 songs every time. So I want to put out a song, let people receive it.
Will it be on it as of right now?
Yeah, it'll be on the album. But
because another thing you always talk about is like not feeling the need to be in people's face all the time.
Yeah.
And you see some of your peers, or maybe a lot of your peers, feel the need to, because kind of like the industry standard as well. Like, no, I need to be seen, I need to be yo, I need to be mixy and all this shit, whatever. And you always speak confidently saying like, no, I don't need to.
Yeah, and that's just because it's not my personality. So to me, I only want to be successful if it's what I'm meant to be successful at. I don't want to have to be something to be successful. I'm not the type of person that's going to be at the club every night, that's going out to all the parties, that's going to all the events, meeting people, shaking hands, kissing baby. That's not my personality. So I go away when I go away. I come back when I come back. And when I come back, I try to give you the best possible product. I try to make it affordable for you to have the total experience. So I tell you before, for me, my theory was, if I can get you to spend $60 to $70 with me, you can have the whole Max Ali experience. If you buy a hat, if you get a ticket, and you buy an album, you buy a hoodie, you could be warm, you could be fashionable, you could be entertained, and you got an album that you could start living your life to. And you have my experience for $60 or $70. And if you want to spend more, of course you can, blackisart.com. But I'm not trying to hit you over the head with anything. I'm not trying to sell you music that's not that good. I'm going to work on this for at least a year and perfect it and then give it to you. So that's always been my theory.
Okay. And so you say you want to do a little breakdown or in-depth conversation about the new song.
So Air Max. So it's a play on Air Max, the sneakers, but it's Air, H-E-I-R, like heir to a throne. So my theory with it was...
You like that, Zach?
Should I just...
You really invested in this episode.
No,
because I'm triggered, because yesterday told me, I don't really listen to the episode. I be staring press the button. It's like, this
my God.
Real invested in this episode.
I forgot that you don't know how to cook, and you're going to call me out on everything.
Yes.
So now you're listening to the episode.
Have you ever heard me say I don't know how to cook?
Have I ever? No, I don't think I ever.
God damn it, Mac! I say the shit almost every other episode.
I never heard you say that.
Fuck both of y'all.
The shit that he gives me sometimes.
Continue.
Yeah. So Air Max is a song, and in today's climate with streaming, nobody really buys albums. Nobody really consumes the music for real. We just very here today, going tomorrow with it. And I was like, I want to make a song where I rap. And Maximilian, Machiavelli, the Black God is my three personalities when I'm going to rap. So name is Max Ali. Maximilian is my intellectual side. Machiavelli is I'm a nigga from the hood. This my hood side. And the Black God is my spiritual higher being side. So on that song, I give you each verse from a personality. So the first verse, I switch flows. So every verse is a different flow because I just want to be great technically with rapping. So the way I taught myself how to rap is counting by threes. So 1, 2, 3. Each one is a flow. So if you on the 1, you got the going straight from the beginning. If you got the 2, you let it drop and then you go. And if you got the 3 is now we really rapping now we really. So you playing around with the flow. So I start off on the 3, which is a trap flow. I start off as Machiavelli and I give you this trap flow. And then I go to 2. I speed it up a little bit and I give you this intellectual thought process that I be having. The third verse, I go straight into Black God mode and I'm going. And to me, I wanted to give you all of this because the hook of the song is thinking you could flow with me, nigga what? I told these niggas Max Ali, nigga who? Off a play of nigga what, nigga who with Jay-Z when he was trying to introduce himself. And his thing on the song, he was rapping fast. Motherfuckers want to act loco, hit him with numerous shots with the folk. And I was like, okay, he wanted to play around with the flows. Let me reinvent that in my own way. And then it's called Air Max. So I'm sampling Jay-Z. It's like heir to the throne. Like, okay, cool. But I also think I'm the next in line. I don't think it's a rapper that's better than me doing this. So each verse, I give you little details to make things make sense. And I just feel like as the verses go, they get better, they get more deeper, they get better lyrically. And, just listen to it. And I think you'll be like, oh, yeah, he really can rap.
Okay, cool. And also, side note, would you poetry environment, is that on the 1?
Yeah. So as soon as you hear it, so
just trying to catch it. frame of reference.
Yeah, so every time I tell people about that, like when you hear something, so poetry in my environment, beat drops,
Great song,
born,
people check it
motherfucking
out.
ready, rock steady, so these niggas can't catch. That's going on a one. Every beat you hitting. Two is I be holding mass at the MoMA. Crack museums on the corner. I'm hitting it and I'm giving you that pause in between. Then three is like the Migos trap flow. So somebody like Kendrick raps on the one, Eminem raps on the one, J. Cole raps on the two. I'm just in the middle of the beat and I'm jump roping the beat. Somebody like the Migos, Gucci Man, 2 Chainz is great rapping on the three. So I'm gonna let the beat do the work and then I'm gonna catch up to it. So everything feels like I'm filling in the gap. That's why it's so like melodic, because you filling in where no beat is. So that's why the beat drops is so much heavier. And to me, I don't know a rapper who is good at all three. Everybody just has their style. So I was like, I personally think I'm good at all three. Now let me do that on one song. So as you're hearing a song, it's kind of like you getting different vibes, getting different cadences. And it's like, oh shit, this is just the same person.
So you're saying you're the only rapper that can rap on all flows?
I mean,
This guy.
this is not me. This is all God's intention. So to picture me rolling, because this is all God's vision. Every 16 is just 4.5. Measure 4 times 4. Break that down to simple math. If you can't do that, you don't know the half. If you cut that shit in half, you will never get it back. When I'm writing a hook, that's just crack getting cooked. Make pure addictions off the words that I'm mixing. So I saw my words like birds out of kitchen on a mission. I've been gifted like Christmas. Like, come on, man.
On that note, another conversation we had before that I thought was very interesting is I've been one that always said that I believe all rappers are liars. All these niggas exaggerate. I don't believe none of you niggas, none of y'all niggas moving what y'all's moving.
Right.
But of course, you just jumped out the window and start defending the goat hole. It's like, wait a minute,
He's never
Q.
lied to me. He has never lied
Hold
to me.
on, Q. Hove never lied, though. The 92 breaks actually happened. So we're going to get into that and into these other rappers because you start saying you didn't believe Pusha. But so I'm just start throwing names out.
Yeah.
And you break it down from your experience and just your analytical, technical mind, shit like that, whatever.
Right.
Why isn't Hove a liar? You
Because
somehow or another you found the true story to 92 bricks. I never heard nobody tell this story except you broke it down.
So to me, Hove has been doing this for about 25 years now, right? When you first experienced Hove in 2001, you experienced him as this street rapper, drug dealer, but you don't really know his story.
2001?
I'm saying when you experienced him in 2001.
Okay.
Your mind state of him is this drug dealer turned rapper getting a lot of money, but we don't really know him.
Yeah.
So he got a line, can you really match a triple artist platinum buck by buck without a single going gold? So his whole thing was, I've been getting money in the streets, even though I'm not successful in rap yet. So when the blueprint happens, and then you get Never Change, this is the first time you hearing Hove open up about the street life in a way that's digestible, besides him talking in code about it.
And was Love Me You One Count?
I mean, yeah, but it wasn't just about that. Never Change is just street,
Gotcha,
you know what I mean?
gotcha.
So the first time he say lost 92 bricks, had to fall back, knock a nigga off his feet, but I crawled back. Had A1 credit, got more crack. From the first to the fifth, gave it all back. If I'm not a hustler, what you call that? This is before rap. This is all fact. I never changed. You talking heavy. Okay, but you gotta add this up now. So the first thing is
You gotta do the math, Hove.
2 + 2 gotta equal 4. So then I always tell people, when you go 16, 17 years later and you hear Seen It All, and he walking you through the story.
Oh, moment silence for Seen It All.
Uncle died on the spot. Pop killed the family with heroin shots. Real shit. Like every Hove ad-lib just should just be real shit or facts. Like if you just name a Hove bar right now, I guarantee facts sound good next to it. He's never lied to me.
Okay.
But then when he talk about how he got the bricks, you like 92 bricks, that's a lot of drugs. How you get that? You wasn't getting it like that.
How you alive?
And Seen It All, he basically tell you got lucky, which is like, oh, that makes sense now. But he embraced getting lucky as like I took that as to put my team on. I took that as, now God gave me this blessing to put it on another level. So it's just like, then when I was listening to American Gangster and I go back and he say, I told God, give me 1 brick and I swear I stopped. And then I got 1 brick in the game I couldn't depart with. I guess he said, it's similar to... he said,
he found you, Hove.
He said it's similar to it's 2 sides to what substance abuse is. Using drugs is sort of like using it. I guess it's 2 sides to what substance abuse is. And I'm like, okay, cool. So now when he giving it to me, park 92 bricks in front of 560 State. Now the net's a stone throw from where I used to throw bricks, so it's only right I still toss around nicks. Like, I'm like, that line, like, when I moved to New York, I was like, yo, I gotta find where 560 State Street. The street hood nigga in me gotta find this. And then I was talking to a girl, I was like, yo, where 560 State Street? And she was like, oh, State Street in Brooklyn. I'm like, yeah, but like, where at? She like, downtown by the stadium. And I was like, what you mean, what stadium? And she was like, the Nets Stadium. And I was like, wait, what? And she was like, yeah, it's not too far from there. And I'm like, did this nigga put a stadium at his old trap spot? He's never lied to me. Like, what? That's remarkable, bro. That's why I'm like, he's sold drugs, got away scot-free. That's a CE, copy. You know what I mean? Like, he been telling me this. I sold kilos of coke. I'm guessing I can sell CDs. Like, he's been telling me this for years.
Break down the whole trip when you say you found it and he got the car got stolen, all that shit, whatever.
Oh, okay. So he said, I got run through the uncle died on the spot. His pop killed the family with heroin shots. Gave my life to the block. Figure I get shot. At least I die on top. That right there lets me know you was really doing it, because that's every nigga in the hood mentality. Like, I'm not even gonna live that long. So at least if I die, the hood gonna remember me. That's how niggas be feeling. So when he said that, at least I'm gonna die on top. Gave my life to the block. Like, figure I get shot, at least I died on top. Real shit. I came alive in the drop, big body, all white shit, looked like a yacht. Real shit. Got him $5,000 a pop. Got him $5,000 a pop. Had to plug in St. Thomas on a trillion watts. Trill shit. Flew him back to the States, parked 92 bricks in front of 560 State. So his whole thing was they was gambling. I don't know Hov personally, so this is the alleged story. They was gambling. This is what they used to do. They go to the club, spend their money that they just made hustling. They was in Las Vegas. So this is how his homie Emery got the name Vegas Jones. He got hot in Vegas. And basically, so one way or another, they was like, if you hit, we gonna go where you wanna go. He wanted to go to St. Thomas, the island. When they went to St. Thomas, they wound up just running into some niggas that he was trying to off the bricks because they was at war and he was getting investigated. He needed to get them off. So he was like, yo, I got a bunch. Just give me whatever y'all got. They all put their money together. They had probably like $500,000. If you do the math, that break it down to like $5,000 a brick, which is crazy. Even back then, that was crazy. Excuse me. So he said, then we flew him to the States, and he had them. He picked them up and parked them in front of his crib. One way or another, the feds found out about it, or he loses track of the car and loses the bricks. So now it's like, damn, we just hit the craziest lick you could ever hit, and then I lost it. And that's why the line is so crazy, because he's saying, if I'm not a hustler, what you call that? I lost the biggest lick ever and got it back in a week. You know what I mean?
What you believe?
The reason why I believe it is because then when you fast forward and you put his life into perspective, he buys a Swedish streaming company for $5 million, right? He turns it into Tidal. He invests $50 million to get it started. Everybody said it's going to fail. It can't compete with Apple Music. What did he do? Negotiate a deal with Sprint, $200 million for a third of it. So when he say, yeah, I'm talking yay, yeah, I'm talking rig, nigga, I'm talking big, yeah, I'm talking me. Then he say, I turned 62 to 125, 125 to a 250, 250 to a $500,000, ain't nothing nobody could do with me. That's literally what he did with Tidal. He took $5 million, invested 50, he down $55 million, and turned that into a third of it is $200 million. So he took $55 million and turned it to at least $600 million.
That don't mean that story's true though.
If I'm not a hustler, what you call that? If you could do that,
a nice rap
with corporations, I believe you could do that in the streets. It ain't no litigation, it's no lawyers, no paperwork. It's just you, your gun, your homies. I believe you could do that in the streets. I seen niggas do less with more, do more with less.
Word?
Yes, absolutely. So that's why I'm like, that's not that hard to believe when you see him doing stuff like this. He got Beyonce.
All right, boom. Yeah, there you go. That's like I said. You gotta be honest. All right, you moving on. 92 bricks. I can believe that. Pusha T. You don't believe Pusha T.
I just
think Pusha T's a fraud.
No, I don't think he's a fraud. I just think what Drake said to him is real, and it got lost in translation. Because he said you was copping for Nike and Mercedes, but talk like you was moving for Escobar in the 80s. And to me...
And also, real quick context, why I found this whole conversation interesting because part of your reason in breaking certain people down is that the certain languages they use.
Yeah, you feel that lets you know. To me, like, I'm not going to incriminate myself, but I have some experience in this field. So from there...
You watch The Wire a lot. That's all.
Yeah, I watch The Wire. So from there, studying Michael, seeing these things happen, you could tell who's at what level based on the language they use. So I told you, people never believe Rick Ross.
I was one of the people
The first time I really believed Rick Ross was on I'm Not a Star, and he say 9 for the slice, dummy, that's a Dan Marino. Talking quarterbacks mean you talking quarter kilos. And I'm just like, no, that's facts. Because I remember hearing people that were older than me, and they would really be talking about sports, and I'd be like, wait, like, no, he didn't. That's not what he had. And I'd be correcting them on some sports shit, and they like, that ain't what I'm talking about. And like, when I got older, the OG start breaking down the game for me, and you start understanding the language. So I was telling you on Paper Soldiers or State Property 2, when Beans go to jail, he like, yeah, we threw a party. That mean we lost the bricks. And he said,
surprise party.
Surprise party. He said, oh, y'all had a big fucking party without me. It's because you don't want people to know what you're talking about, but you know what you're talking about. So with Pusha, to me, Drake was right when he said it sounded like you was copping for Nikes and Mercedes, which is getting money in the streets.
Facts.
But Pusha definitely, he said, only rapper sold more drugs than me was Eazy-E.
Right.
Hold on. Because we done seen Jeezy and Gucci Man indicted with BMF. We done heard Hov talk about 92 bricks. Yeah, Gucci was in it too. We done heard Hov have 92 bricks and people say, no, he really did. Niggas that don't even like him was like, nah, but he really had that.
I've heard people discount it.
So, I mean, well, yeah, of course. But I'm just saying in general, like, to me, when Cameron was like, nah, Hov really was that, and Cam don't fuck with him, and Cam also a petty nigga, I'm like, nah, Hov must have really had it. So that's my thing with it, that it's like Emery went to jail for 12 years in the feds. You don't go to jail for 12 years in the feds for 3 bricks. You must really be getting millions of dollars worth of stuff that you're not willing to give up. Because the feds will cut your time if you give them the money or you give them the drugs. You ain't give up nothing. That's why I say, Hov say, my man been down for like 12 years, ain't hugging son since the 2nd grade. Who he going to toll? We top of the totem pole. Like, there's nobody for us to tell him we was the plug. That's why he had to sit down for 12 years in the feds. That means you was really getting it. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, niggas get life sentences in the feds because they was the top of the line. He got 12. So that lets you know if Hov really was his right man, he was doing something. So that's why I'm like 2 + 2 is just equaling 4 with the story.
How about Kiss?
Kiss? Yeah, I think, but Kiss to me,
Never talk heavy?
My homie said this to me. He said, you know Kiss telling the truth because he never got more than 2 million and he never got more than 4 bricks. 1.7 in the safe when I open it. That's facts. He's telling his truth. He done made about $1 million in the street. But then I would be like, how did you make it? He said when they first got their advance from Bad Boy with the locks, him and Styles went to the hood and copped some more bricks. That makes sense. You got an $800,000 advance. Y'all split it 3 ways. Y'all took y'all $350,000, however much that is, and went to the hood. I can respect that. Now I understand when you say 1.7 in the safe. I had 4 bricks when I flipped, okay, cool. So it's just like certain times when you hear people talk certain language, it's just like, that's why Jeezy was like, Mr. 17.5, y'all niggas paying too much. I'm like, all right, but what makes you sell bricks at 17 and a half?
I said it. 17.5, yeah, nigga, I meant it.
Because he was indicted with BMF. So you was getting them through. You was on that line that was getting them, you know what I mean, on consignment or whatever. You could knock them off whatever price because Meech was getting them 400 at a time. So, okay, I could believe that. It's just some people, when they start talking about stuff, I just be like, I can hear it in their rap like, you never was there. And to me, like, I'm not a gangster rapper, so I love when I hear a gangster rapper that could talk about that in a way that I don't care to talk about it. And it's believable. So it's like when I hear a nigga say stuff, I'm just like, oh my God, did you hear what he said? Like that kind of thing. So to me, I believe Pusha. I just think he definitely overinflates it, which is like the nature of rap. You embellish. But I think Drake calling him out on it was like, oh shit, now you got it. Yeah, you wasn't getting it like that. You was getting it though. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
Okay. Before we get into the Oscars and all that shit and Grammys, talk more about you about to go into your production company and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And your interest and aspiration in that field.
Yeah, so for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been building up a rap label, my own rap label. I'm not signing artists, but just my own artistry. Building it up, exactly, and making it a brand, which I hate saying brand because everybody a brand nowadays. But building up my own thing for people.
Figure?
No,
influencer.
I'm just me.
Okay.
So I just been building it up, and now I got to a point where it's like, all right, I've accrued, like, I could live off of this. Now I want to expand because I want to do TV and film. So I went to theater school, took classes, paid to get certified as a theater actor, which I'm trash at acting, so you won't see me in any movies unless it's like a side role.
Certification don't mean shit.
Yeah, it don't mean nothing. I can't cry on cue.
All right, cool. You
no
can't do the Denzel tier?
Nah, but I could do a good Denzel.
This guy's a rapper. Right.
I could do the good Denzel though. But all that to say, it made me realize how many people are like comedians or actors or good storytellers from the hood that don't know how to get it out, don't know how to write a script, don't know how to format their thoughts. So I was like, yo, I gotta figure it out, because that's how I feel like I survived in the hood. I just turned 25. Like, I have to help people that come from where I come from, because niggas just die every day. So I'm just like, all right, let me figure it out. And then through me working and cultivating my ideas, I met a producer. So the producer was like, well, when you in LA, come see me. And anybody that's in the entertainment industry, you know, that's what everybody said. Oh yeah, we can do brunch, we can meet. But I'm a nigga from South Philly. You give me your business card and you say you XYZ.
I'm gonna rob you.
I'm
Oh no, you wasn't going there? I thought okay. I thought you was going with it.
No, I'm not gonna rob you.
Oh, wait,
I'm gonna think about it, but I'm not gonna rob you.
Right, cool.
But I'm gonna figure out who you are and if you could be of service. So when I got to LA, I said, oh, I'm going to LA next week. Actually, you fucked the wrong nigga. Now I'm really going to pull up on you. Called him. Well, I didn't call him. I emailed him. And he got back to me. He was like, yeah, I appreciate you getting back to me, you know, blah, blah. And I was just like, let me shoot my shot, because you miss every shot you don't take. So I got to shoot my shot. I said, well, yeah, I'm in LA. I would love to come meet with you if you could just give me 10 minutes of your time. He was like, sure, you know, set it up with my assistant and, you know, he'll let you know when I'm free. His assistant emailed me a couple days later, gave me like 3 different dates that they were free. He was free. I picked one. They gave me the reservation, the location. And when you go, so it's in Burbank. When you go to Warner Brothers, that shit is like TSA. So that's when I knew he was official, because they take this off, take your belt off, give us your phones, your keys, tap you down, scan you in, then you walk through these gates, they do it again. And I'm just like, oh shit, this is for real. And it was like shooting Conan O'Brien, like some side scene there. I was like, this is crazy. And I went in and met with him. And when I was meeting with him, he was just talking to me. And he was like, what do you want to do? I was like, honestly, I don't even want to know. I don't even know. I just got a lot of ideas. And he was like, all right, give them to me. I started telling my ideas. And I was apprehensive, because I'm like, you an old white Jewish guy. Like, I'm a nigga from the hood. You might steal my ideas. But I'm like, you miss every shot you don't take. So instead of me overthinking myself in this moment, take it. And if he steal the ideas, I get to that bridge when I cross that bridge when I get to it. So I'm giving him ideas, and he was like, you sound more like a writer-director than a producer. He started breaking down the difference in like what people on set do. And I was like, oh, so I'm definitely a writer. I don't really care to be on camera. Like, even with rap, I don't care to be famous. I just know this is what comes with success in this career. So I have to be famous at some point if I want to be as successful as possible. But I don't care for that part. So I don't want to be an actor. So when I was talking to him, he was like, scrap acting. Be a writer. If you're a writer, you can write yourself into a script and be an actor if you want to be on script. Oh, that's great information. From there, I just started writing scripts. And every time I would go to LA, I would hit him up. And he'd be like, nah, I don't like that idea. Nah, I don't like that idea. And I started getting a little discouraged. And then one day, I didn't even have a reason to meet with him. I just called him. I just emailed him, gave me a schedule, met with him then. And I was about to leave. And he was like, you got any ideas? You usually throw me some ideas. You didn't give me any. And I was like, yeah, I got this idea. And I started throwing shit at the wall. And it stuck. And he was like, I'm going to pitch this to my production team, see if they want to do it. I'm like, okay. So then I was hyped. I called everybody, yo, we about to be lit, nigga. I'm Will Smith on this bitch. You know what I mean? I was hyped. Independence Day. So then he emailed me, his assistant emailed me, was like, yeah, like he really likes the idea, XYZ, the production team is with it. We want to give you a deal. And he was like, I was like, all right, what's the deal? And he was like, well, you're not established in Hollywood, so we can't, it's not good business for us to give you upfront money, because nobody might not buy this because they don't know you. But we can secure you a deal. And I was like, okay. I want the money, but fuck it. Like, if this is what it is, let's go. So then maybe like a month or two later, they sent me over the contract.
And what was the offer called again?
It's a right to shop deal. Right. So that gives them, for anybody who want to be in entertainment and don't really know, and not to say that I know anything more than anybody, I'm not that type of person, but I just want to help people when I learn. I want to exactly. I want to give people that knowledge too. So a right to shop deal is what they initially give to TV writers or people with a script or directors from a production company or a company period to shop your ideas to other companies to secure you a deal, to shoot the movie, to get you a budget, to get you paid. So with me, if I was Tyler Perry, I would get a right to shop deal, but I would get $10 million in advance because I'm Tyler Perry. I'm proven. Right. With me, I haven't proven anything in Hollywood, so I just get the right to shop deal, and once somebody buys it, then checks get cut. So that was good enough for me. That's my foot in the door to Hollywood. And I was like, okay, so now I got my foot in the door with Hollywood. I'm back and forth with a producer at one of the biggest companies in the world. And I also got this rap thing I'm doing on the side that I'm building up on my own. Now I'm becoming an entity of my own of like, I want to sign artists, I want to sign producers, I want to sign directors, I want to sign writers, I want to sign actors and actresses. So to me, it's like now I can help everybody because I got a platform for entertainment, period.
And today you officially announced that actual production company.
Yeah, so today I announced that my production company, I launched it with scripts that I already wrote and with the deal I already written and deal that I already have called Goldmine Pictures. And that comes from a rap line. I say, I've been plotting this the whole time. Like I can use my whole mind, I turn this to a gold mine. So it's a play on words and it's Goldmine Pictures. So now even being with that, every time I watch a movie, you get to see who's producing a movie. So every time when a movie's coming on and you see Fox 20th Century or you see Warner Brothers, everything after that is the production companies who wrote it, who's producing it. So that'll be Goldmine Pictures.
And it's funny because I, of course, it don't mean shit now because I ain't do shit, but I felt like I've always been like destined for like film shit, whatever, because even as a kid, most people never pay those shits no mind. I've always been like, I wonder, what is it? Who is that? Who's behind these colors? Who is that? And I've always remembered certain shit. I've always noticed when they they alter the sound.
graphic,
I've been noticing when Paramount Pictures change
Yeah.
or Universal Studios change the letters a little bit, whatever. That shit always stood out to me, even when I was a kid.
No, that's a fact. Like to me, the thing that wowed me once I got the deal.
I know Steven Spielberg got Able and all that shit.
Yeah, Happy Madison. I'm
Happy
like,
Madison,
that's
yeah.
Adam Sandler.
Facts.
He
Yeah.
been writing these movies. I thought he was just an actor.
And
This
Oldbrook
nigga's
Entertainment
amazing.
with Will.
Yeah. So it's like Heartbeat Productions. Like now you start to see Kevin
Will
Hart
Packer
and
with
how
that.
he's moving up. Exactly. Packer Power Productions, something like that. That it's like you start to see things and it's like, oh, Spike Lee, 40 Acres and a Mule. Like I see these things and I'm like, oh, that's what this is. They're getting paid as producing the movie along with directing, along with writing it. Now I'm understanding how the game works, and I'm like, oh, I need to get a production company. So now I got a deal. I secured a deal. Let me get a production company. Let me start working and cultivating with people that I want to work with that I think have good minds and develop something. So then when the shows sell and then people come and say, we want more. Okay, we got 4 more scripts, and now me and Q writing a movie together. So Q gonna be a millionaire in a couple years. So make sure you're asking for money. But when that happens,
Don't ask you for money.
when that happens, and somebody says we want to buy a movie from you now. Okay, I have this movie I'm writing with XYZ person. They're a co-writer with me under Goldmine Pictures. Cool. You get your budget from that, what you get paid for being a co-writer on that movie. You start your own production company. You put more people on, and that's how I always thought about it. Like if you just put people on, I'm cool with that. So that's why I'm like, I never wanted to be famous. Like that's not my thing. I just want to be successful, be happy, and be like creating a place where we're all successful and happy, and we not struggling. We not worried about where our next meal gonna come from, and we all doing what we want to wake up and do every morning. So it's like 3 or 4 people, like writers that I've been working with that I just knew personally or that I met that I'm like, yo, let's work on something together. And we developing TV shows, movies, and from there, you're gonna continue to pitch them to Warner Brothers, who I got the deal through. Excuse me. As I grow in the industry, just to meet more people, go to Columbia, go to Sony, go to Universal, and pitch the ideas to them, work with producers and production companies there too. So that's always been my theory with it.
Yeah, and along, like, kind of side note, but along the lines of the production company, today I had to check myself. I had to check my black card.
Okay.
Because I was thinking, like, did you see the new trailer for the Little? With Regina Hall, Issa.
Oh, yeah.
Girl? Thoughts?
I'm happy they doing it, and I'm happy Issa's going from TV into movies. So I'm sure she has her own production company on it. I didn't see the trailer. I seen the billboard.
Okay.
And then she's doing it with Regina Hall, who's seasoned. She's going to bring out black people, and you also doing it on the back of getting this young girl, Masai Martin,
who's executive producer on it.
who's giving it to her. You know what I'm saying? That it's like that's the thing that I feel like Jay-Z brings. Put everybody on and let everybody make a decision. So now she's the executive producer. She get those royalties for the rest of her life. So if this movie blow up, she don't ever got to act again. She could just continue to sign other people and put other people on. And she's only 14. Now it's like, we never seen that. Like, that's amazing that Issa and Regina Hall is even doing that. Like, I'm just like, I don't care if the movie's good. Y'all gonna get $300 of my dollars.
So, and that's what I was about to say, because also Will Packer is behind it. So, me personally, when I saw the trailer, I was like, this looks cute. I personally wouldn't pay for it. I don't think it's going to be that great. But listen, I would watch it on Netflix, or I'll watch it on a Fire Stick, whatever, this and that, whatever. But once I started realizing that And so my first thing, I was like, whoa, Packer, yo, this nigga makes some mid-ass shit. Like, I'm kind of annoyed. Like, so I actually went through his credit. And my initial thought was, the Whites, fucking Zachary. Mm-hmm. The Whites got Judd Apatow, we got fucking Will Packer.
Wow!
Like, this is not fair!
Yo,
this
don't do
is
Will
not
Packer
fair! He got fucking Judd Apatow. This nigga got like 15 classics. Like,
but we got Spike Lee too, bro.
Really, I was talking about the comedy world.
Okay,
lane
I
of it,
follow
whatever.
you.
And in this era more so.
Yeah, I follow you.
All respect to Spike, even though he got a lot of trash. That's a whole other theory.
A lot? He has some trash, but...
It's actually kind of outweighing the great at this point.
No.
All right, we can get into that too.
Yeah, we get into that.
Cool. So, I actually looked at both of their filmography. Filmography, right?
Yeah.
And then I had to... As soon as I saw it, I was like, you know what? This is the trap black people keep putting ourselves into. We are overly critical on ourselves, whatever. Same when people say, like, damn, love and hip-hop make black people look bad. Well, does Duck Dynasty make white people look bad? No. It's just a depiction for a certain audience, certain demographic, and this
white people been doing Real World for 15 years before Love and Hip-Hop came out.
But white people, if it's not for me, it's not for me. I can move on. I'm not going to be like, why is this here? It's making it look bad. It is what it is, whatever. So I like, no. Will Packer, of course, he got some mid. Got some good ones.
To me, it looked like a Black Freaky Friday.
Right.
So I'm like...
But I was like, and I'm looking at Judd Apatow, yeah, he got a lot of classics. But he got plenty mid as well, plenty shit I've never seen, never heard of, never gone to see, don't give a fuck
That's
about
how
whatever.
it go, yeah.
But it's just that because the classics are there, and I'm not white, so I'm not looking at it from that lens or perspective. I'm just overblowing the classes and just disregarding all the other shit. Whereas Will Packer, I'm like, damn, why this nigga don't got more do the right things and fucking love Jones and shit. We're like, no, I should be appreciative and really highly respectful of what he's doing. This nigga's a real like machine in Hollywood right now. His whole production company like pumping out shit like 5 a year damn near or whatever.
Judd Apatow been doing it 30, 40 years.
Right. And he's been really catching his run the last decade.
I was about to say, the last 10, 15 years.
Like really going with it.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Hart timeline really. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? And then once I found the little girls that's second producing, and I've always fucked Regina Hall. Anything I'm just happy with it. Easter right, like you said, that is great that she got the jump from TV to movie. So yeah, it is a win and so all that being said, I think I will go see it just on the strength of it, and I would like it to be successful regardless. And I saw a lot of people saying about Night School. Tiffany Haddish is not funny. I had no interest in that movie. Shit looked trash, but it was still a win for the culture because that was Kevin Hart's first independently funded John, his own heartbeat was the only thing behind it, whatever, and it was a big successful win. Not really sure why or how, but a win is a win, whatever. So
because black people actually do buy tickets when you pique their interest. They actually do go support stuff,
even when it's trash though. So
I don't think Night School was trash. I think it's a solid movie. Like to me, I don't look at movies as like
I turned it off.
Yeah, I don't look at like to me. I went to go see Night School, and I was fine with what I paid for. To me, is it a watchable movie? Yes. Am I laughing the way I thought I was going to laugh? Not as much. But could I watch that movie again and not be mad? Yeah, so cool. Y'all can have my money for that. It's going to a black company. It's black filmmakers, black actors. I'm cool with that. So same thing, I went to go see Nobody's Fool. The movie was actually good to me.
Whoopi?
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg, Tyler Perry movie.
I don't see Tyler Perry movies. But you like that one?
That was the first one I really like went to go see, and it was actually good.
Okay, I'll check on Fire Stick. I heard her Tiffany more so. I heard she has one like about a white family where she got married into something like that. I heard that one was actually good on the low, whatever. So I'm meaning to check that one out as well. But yeah, either way, win for us. Yeah. So that movie. Shout out to that little girl. Shout out to just black creators, creatives, and black entertainers really owning our shit.
You just gotta support it.
Yeah,
that's the only way you're gonna be able to get more people doing it.
And back to you saying bringing people with you. That's how we can change the culture. That's how we can broaden the landscape of just entertainment in general.
Yeah, that's a fact.
What was I about to say? And also on that note as well. So also speak to like you said, you are balancing rap, balancing film aspirations and other things as well. Speak to like the thought process of like what if certain lanes don't lead to certain things and like being confident in your path, being confident in your pursuits, whatever, and just have like I feel like every independent up and coming artist has those thoughts like, damn, like what's the plan B? How far can I go? What if I don't make what I'm gonna do? Or be like, I don't give a fuck, I know what I'm gonna do type shit.
Yeah, so the great sociologist Fabulous said, I don't have time for what may work. My plan B is another way to make my plan A work. That's facts.
Niggas say Fab don't got.
And then Fab also said, learn life. You ain't a millionaire until you made two. That's a fact. And I ain't gonna talk about taxes, but that's a fact.
That's heavy facts.
So to me, it's like I only followed this career path because I just felt like when I was at a low point in my life, this is what God led me to do. And I'm not over religious, I'm just a spiritual person. So to me, it's like, I'm not going to chase fame because that's not what sits right in my soul. And I feel like God has blessed me to get to things based on just being myself. And I think Cardi B is like a great example. If you are yourself, you will have a market. You will bring to the world what you were meant to bring to the world, whether it's music, film, academics, sports, whatever. You could bring that to the world by just being yourself. Too many people like get into doing what other people doing because they think that's what's going to work. I tell niggas all the time, stay in your lane. It's no traffic. It just might be a long ride, but it's no traffic. When you get out of your lane, somebody gonna see an open lane and they gonna go get in it and get your blessings and get everything you were supposed to be getting, and then you gonna get back in your lane and be like, damn, why nothing coming? Because you done got out of your lane, now you gotta wait. So it's just stay in your lane, it's no traffic. So to me, it's like you driving to Atlanta from Philly. It's gonna say, stay on I-76 for the next 328 miles. For the next 328 miles, you ain't gonna see a damn thing by highway. You gonna start to doze off a little bit. You gonna think like, damn, did I turn on the right exit? Should I stop right now and get gas? All of that is human, like that's human thought. But if you doing what's meant for you and you know in your heart, this is what I want to do because it feels right, then I don't panic. You know what I mean? Like I just turned 25. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to be rich by 25. I wanted to be all of these things. But where I'm at now, I know when I go to sleep at night is where I'm supposed to be. Like anytime I get deja vu, I feel like deja vu is how God lets you know that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's why you're experiencing it again, because you're in the right place. So to me, it's like, all right, cool. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm stacking up my money. I'm working. I'm building up all of these things. So in 20 years, y'all gonna be like, damn, Max Ali, a powerhouse. Or these branches of Black Hollywood and Black music industry lead back to Max Ali signing this person who signed this person who did a song with this person who put on this person. He put this person in the movie. Now they a star. And it's like, I don't even want the credit of like, you know what I mean? I just want you to know I was a real nigga that put people on when I put myself on. So that's my thing with it, that it's like, I'm doing what's meant for me. So am I gonna have 10 million followers? Nah. And I was kind of mad that Hove had the line, I ain't got a billion streams, but I got $1 billion. On a new album, I said I had $10,000 before 10,000 followers. So, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of thing.
Why
like,
he jacking your shit?
I mean, great minds think alike.
Man, same way he did Young Chris, man. Oh, jacking
Wow.
young nigga, man.
Allegedly. I don't know.
Let's go into the award show. So let's talk about what you want to do first, Oscars or Grammys?
Either one.
All right, let's go to Oscars because that's like kind of tied to Kevin Hart.
Yep.
So in general, also Kevin Hart kind of tied back to R. Kelly, but me and you also talking about how like, really you talking about how we in this hypersensitive era, and we both were just laughing at how Kevin Hart's going in like this little PR run about some fucking tweets and shit like that. So in general, if you was Kevin Hart, what would you have done?
So if I was Kevin Hart, the first thing I wouldn't have did is ever said I'm always gonna be politically correct.
Oh, you mean years ago?
Yeah, years ago. That was the first thing.
Right.
You went wrong. Like when I was watching that interview,
I remember.
I was like, yeah, you dropped the ball.
I cringed.
You gotta just be yourself, because you're human. You're gonna fuck up. So
and
when you try to be politically correct, people gonna look for you to fuck up just so they could kill you for fucking up. Because you always say the right thing, do the right thing. You can't be the goody two shoes. Everybody hate that person. It remind me of Randall on Recess. Like everything happened, he go tell. It's like, come on, bro. So from there, I would have never said that. But also, the way I would have handled it, one, I'm a comedian. I have the creative license to say whatever the fuck I feel like saying. If it offends you, you don't have to like it. You don't have to watch. You don't have to give me your money. If you enjoy it, I appreciate you because you are the reason I get to live the life I live with my hard work, and it is what it is. Nip it in the bud. Like you said it, live in it. It's cool. You know what I mean? Like, because
and acknowledge your growth. If it's growth to change your mind or whatever.
And also I feel like the reason why it's happening is because Kevin Hart probably still feel like that. But it's also because a lot of niggas feel like that. Like, and it's not because anything is wrong with being gay. You just want your son, like, if anybody can have a son, you want your son to be LeBron James, the biggest, strongest, fastest, bestest, everything. You know what I mean? You want him to be the man of men. So it's just it's anything. Like, if you would have asked him, do you want his son to be short? He'd have been like, no, I want my son to be tall, for real. Not because something is wrong with short people. It's just because in a man's mind, when you have another young boy, you want him to be everything possible. So to me, it's just like, he already stuck his foot in his mouth by trying to be politically correct. So now you got to live in it or you got to go against it. And you can't live in being politically correct. It's not a real thing. Politics isn't a real thing. So when you're trying to be politically correct, you putting on this facade that it's like, okay, go live in it. OJ said, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay. That train is never late. Ain't gonna find you, nigga. So it's just like now he got to catch that train. And it just so happens that it happens as he was getting the Oscars, as his movie is coming out. And to me, it's just like...
Which I don't think is it either.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool, but I'm happy to see him in another movie. To me, it's just like, at this point, Kev, you stay in your lane. There's no traffic. If you're never going to get bigger than what you are now, you already a legend. You already a GOAT at what you did. You already broke records. If this is the top, fuck it. I done seen the mountaintop. If it's a downfall from here for you being true to yourself, that's what's meant for you.
That's a great fucking point. Because I'm sure in Kevin Hart's mind, right? Because like you built your fan base off that time period of jokes. People saw that joke, say, I want to see more of these jokes, and then you kept building, and you became where you are today, or whatever. So I'm sure in his. So the point is, fans like the shit. Nobody complain, whatever. But in his mind, like, oh, I may lose some people. I may lose new fans. Can't get bigger what I am now. I may lose some movie deals. But and I guess it's a natural fear when you building whatever. But if you were just like, if it was over today, would it be that bad? Like nigga, like really? Like
and it's like, is it ever over? Dave Chappelle went away for 12 years, came back.
Especially when you comedian, it's
million.
really not. Yeah, it's not.
But it's because Dave Chappelle is just like, I'm gonna be myself.
Right.
Fuck it.
Right.
Like if I gotta lose, I'm gonna just lose for the time period and be myself.
If the ascension is over, he might don't want to come to grips with that. Like you can start coasting or decline, whatever you want to call it.
Some people get off on the fame. I don't know. That's not me.
But I'm saying, like, I know, because every time Kevin got interviewed, he was no, because, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. I keep doing things to keep climbing the rope. I want to be like, you can tell he wants to be like an Eddie Murphy mixed with, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger and shit. Like, he just wants to, like.
And, I'm the guy that, Jay-Z, success is like a suicide. You succeed, be prepared to be crucified. Media medals, niggas sue you, settle. Every step you take, they remind you ghetto. So it's hard being Bobby Brown. To be Bobby then, you got to be Bobby now. So just take what Bobby was and just live in it. But Bobby wanted to be Michael. Michael wanted to be something we never even seen before. Now you gotta live in that. So now you 50 years old on stage with pneumonia, trying to moonwalk and entertain people to pay your bills. Cause you gotta live in that, bro. Just take what's for you. If you take what's for you, you stay in your lane, it ain't gonna be no traffic. You see niggas that get to a certain point and then they just gracefully bow. Eddie Murphy, just gracefully bow. I done did everything. I'm out, bro. Eddie Murphy ain't did shit in 15 years. Yeah. He ain't got no tax problems. He with his little girlfriend. She having his 10th kid. Because it's just at a certain point, like, what do you really want? Like, Michael Jackson shows you there's no more to it. You keep climbing until it's just you. And it's lonely at the top. So just chill where you are. Like Kevin Hart, you're a superstar. Anything you do, like, you could get bigger, but it's not going to really be impactfully bigger. It's going to be a bigger check maybe, but when you getting into 100 million, like, it's making $1 billion worth your sanity, worth all of that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, continue to just build your company, continue to put your niggas on, and they'll be the ones that get you the $1 billion deal because you put them on and it's their time to rise. But if you just trying to elevate to 2,000%, just stay at 100. You already got to 100, Kev. Like, just rock out, bro. You a legend. You a GOAT. Continue to be a comedian. If you want to be in a movie, be in a movie. Like, go enjoy your family, bro. Go enjoy your life that you done earned and just rock. That's what I think. Okay. So that's what I would do if I was Kevin Hart.
Cool. Stuff like the Grammys. Yeah. Thoughts in general.
My nigga Nipsey nominated, cuz. I don't give a fuck about the Grammys. They nominated a real crip from South Central. That's facts. I don't care about nothing else.
It's funny, that crossed my mind today because I was listening to Pusha, and I was like, you know what? I remember.
And Pusha nominated. Facts. Shout out the nigga from Virginia.
And I was thinking, like, I remember when he was pumping My Name Is My Name. He dropped Right the King first.
Yeah.
And he was talking about this title for a while. And then when it dropped, I'm not saying it's a class or anything like that, but it was a fulfilling.
The only thing I don't like is that they used Whitney Houston bathroom when she died. Like, I just thought that was distasteful.
I'm getting to that point. I was talking about My Name Is My Name.
Okay.
I was saying that he was running with that title for a long time, kinda, and when he dropped it, like, oh no, this was worth the wait.
Yeah.
It made me think about Nipsey, how long he was pumping his victory lap, and how it was
and
actually worth the wait. Like, how hard is that really? So I was thinking about how many people, like, carry titles for a long time, and then once they drop them, do actually live up to the hype. I feel like Views is like mixed with the drop he was holding there for a while.
The only other person I can think of is Rihanna with Anti.
Yeah, facts.
And she, like, over-delivered.
Yeah.
That album is amazing.
Definitely. And I thought about you know, one of the biggest disappointments in rap history, Jewels. A lot of people probably don't remember, but I remember he was running with the Rake, Born to Lose, Built to Win, the Reagan there. He wrote that shit.
The Nike commercial.
Yeah, like the Second Coming. And like I remember that whole role, like Back to the Crib with Chris Brown and Home Run with Wayne. Yeah, facts. And that shit just never happened. I like that album gonna be fire. That's a fire title.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Pusha, Nipsey. Yeah, so who's winning? You got Nipsey, Pusha. It's a girl in there. Cardi.
Yeah.
Is there another girl in there? No, Rhapsody was last year.
Yeah, Rhapsody.
Mac is in there.
Yeah. And Kendrick Lamar for Black Panther.
Black Panther soundtrack. That in
Yeah.
Okay. Who's won?
Cardi. Cardi should definitely win. Cardi should win like every rap category except for like one that they give to Drake.
Yeah, they can't give it to Pusha. That's impossible.
Nipsey, like to me, Pusha and Nipsey is their win is even being nominated.
Facts. It's like when YG was nominated.
Yeah, it's like that's the win. So I don't give a fuck about nothing. Y'all niggas won in my book. Y'all real niggas. Y'all didn't go the industry way. Y'all did y'all rap y'all content and got nominated. I fuck with that 10,000%.
Yeah, so Cardi probably went. I didn't really rock with the Mac nomination. I get it.
I mean, out of respect, yeah.
He's dead,
but Cardi should win everything. Like Cardi has had unprecedented year in hip hop. We've never seen this, and she's like really that. Like, you know what I mean? Like she really can rap. Like people be like, she's not right. That's cool, but Cardi hot.
Facts.
And she delivered hit after hit after hit after hit after hit.
How about best album? She should win that one too.
Rap album? Yeah.
I mean, no, best album.
Album period.
She's in there with Drake.
Yeah, with Drake. But the weird thing is like how you nominate Drake for rap, not for rap album, but for album. But whatever. That's the.
They say it's not enough rapping on it.
It's half rap.
They say it's technically like it's like more R&B on it.
Okay.
You're right. I thought the Carter shit got nominated, but it was in like alternative rap.
Yeah.
Like that. Do you like the album?
Carter 5?
No, Carter's. The Carter's album.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I am hot.
I thought it was a great album.
I thought it was a really good album. But I think people wanted just like they wanted Upgrade You Part 2. They wanted Crazy in Love Part 2. You know what I mean? Where it's like they just can't give you good music because they gotta live up to so much. Which I was happy with the album. Like 713 is an amazing song to me. And then like other stuff like Jay-Z verse on Boss, like I just feel like it's super insightful and it's really what they are right now.
I'm just floating on that.
Yeah, so
and Friends,
and Friends is
like
crazy.
Iconic whole verse.
Yeah. So it's just even when you hear it, I think it's just all good music. If the Carters won, I would be happy if the Carters won. But I would say Cardi B or the Carters.
No, they're not even in that one.
They're not in the rap.
They're not in album of the year. They in like some contemporary shit.
It's contemporary R&B album of the year. Yeah.
No, this shit was worthy of album of the year.
Yeah,
like just all the things they did on there, just in 9 songs, but like just on. And of course, some people feel like they ain't tried out. To me, it was like just a Beyonce whole 444. Like it sounded like, you know, like organically made in short time, but still a lot was put into it.
Like when I'm hearing this, I feel like Beyonce was in the studio with no makeup on, hair in a ponytail, with socks on, just singing. You know what I mean? Like I respect
sipping champagne and shit. You know,
I respect that.
Fucking probably like just like
okay.
They probably in their bag like.
So I wouldn't
take
be
a light real
surprised.
quick like.
I wouldn't be surprised. So I mean, I think Cardi should win most of the categories, but I get scared of Cardi getting this much success this early at she 26, 27, and a woman, and you know I just get scared.
And
for
a baby,
that.
and she a bird.
Yeah. You said and what?
And she a bird.
And she a bird?
She clearly a bird.
What's a bird though? Like how you using this in context?
Negatively. Like she's a bird. She's a girl that's like, you know, going to get ran through the ringer by her man. Clearly Offset. Like, she's a bird.
Okay.
You know.
I mean, yeah, but I would just say Cardi should win though. She had a phenomenal year.
I was surprised by the Money single. Especially because they like putting like money behind it. Like it's like an actual single and shit. Like.
Yeah. It already went gold though.
You think she's about to drop another album like early this year?
Early? Nah, like summer.
Summer.
I think her and Kendrick gonna drop around the same time, like summer.
I think Kendrick. Is Beyonce dropping this year?
No.
You think she want 2020?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's gonna do something culture shifting though, but I don't think it's gonna be an album.
Okay. I won't be surprised if she dropped. I was thinking it's gonna be like 2016 all over again. Her, Rihanna, and Solange gonna drop, and it's gonna make bitches go crazy.
I think Rihanna gonna drop at the end of the year.
Nope, I'm thinking summer. Summer or before.
Okay. I think Rihanna gonna drop at the end of the year.
Okay. Kendrick, what do you think Kendrick is gonna do? Because we always have, you know, differing opinions about Kendrick. And also, where are we gonna tackle first? Thoughts on Cole. This year we got Revenge of the Dreamers. I love his rollout.
Right.
How they're doing, even though I think Dreamville's at this point overrated somehow all of a sudden. Like
J. Cole to Dreamville is 50 Cent to G Unit.
relax.
I'm just keeping it real with you.
But they don't have a Beg for Mercy, so them niggas really ass.
50 did all the hooks.
Why you keep so what?
But you saying so what? Like to me, if you run through
Banks and Young Buck hotter than all them niggas, man.
Young Buck the only one that had a hit without 50 on the hook. Banks had On Fire, which is really 50 songs that he just let you do the verse. That's not a hit. It's a cool song.
I think Karma might have been a hit too. I don't know.
It's a cool song.
I think it might have been a hit.
Yayo had So Seductive.
You say On Fire's a hit. You say On Fire's a hit.
That's his biggest song.
Smiling Karma.
We on fire.
Gotta look it up. Karma was big, yo.
We on fire.
You remember Karma?
No, I remember the song, but it's a cool song. But you gotta really think about it, because I think when people say G Unit was a movement, it really is understating how big 50 Cent was.
Of course.
Like he literally did Stunt 101, 50 does the hit.
Fire.
On Fire, 50 does the hit.
Fire.
So Seductive, 50 does the hit.
That,
Then he got his own shit where all his hits. Then he do How We Do It, 50 does the hits. Then he did the other song with Game.
Hate or Love It.
Hate It or Love It, 50 does the hit.
He had shit with Eminem.
Then he had
some Shady.
That's why I'm like, nah, 50 was just so on fire that his homies became a group, because he's like, yo, you might as well just rap. I got this hook.
That's fine and dandy, hits wise, but they had made great albums. Hunger for More and Stratocaster are really good albums. Beg for Mercy is a great album outside of 50 or 50 aside. Banks and Young Buck was really killing shit that whole album.
The only respectable
And Banks
thing,
was the late nigga. We need to check this fact. I
only
think Banks had a hit without 50.
only respectable thing that came from G Unit without 50 was Shorty Wanna Ride. That's a hit.
That's a hit though.
That's a
If
hit.
you tell me that's a hit, Karma and Smile is a hit.
No, it's not.
Okay, we're gonna check after this one. We're gonna see. But and on that note, G Unit's better than Dipset.
Yeah, you wildin'.
Cam might be the one of the most overrated rappers of all time.
You wildin'.
Joel's music has aged like fucking milk. Shit is trash now, damn near. That his whole rapping. Niggas say Fab is ass and let Joel's be cool.
Who say Fab ass? That's anything, bro. Fab dumb hot.
Fab get no respect. I found this out when we did our rap Madness episode.
Yeah.
I started realizing I was like, yeah, Fab top 25. Niggas like Fab. I'm like, word.
No,
Like,
Fab was my favorite rapper in like high school.
Fab been hot, whatever though. But
Fab.
Joel's shit is ass now. You listen back to them old Wayne songs, like this whole rap scheme, that shit is fucking elementary and shit. Get that shit the fuck out of here.
Cam not the most overrated. Cam was hot.
Cam got a classic.
Cam got a classic? Come Home With Me. What? You got Old Boy, Hey Ma, Live My Life, Welcome to New York City.
No,
what?
You take the third one out.
What?
Live My Life.
Live My Life is dumb high.
Hey Ma, Old Boy, Welcome to New York City. It's still not a classic. It's a cult
Come
classic.
Home With Me is a
It's a
classic.
cult classic. I maybe y'all that, but ain't no outright
A
shit.
cult classic is a classic though.
No.
Yes, it is.
Ambition not a classic. That's a
Yes,
cult
it
classic.
is.
No, it's not.
Because it's a cult classic.
No, it's not.
All right, so let me ask you a question. More About Nothing, the mixtape. That's a cult classic, but that's a classic.
Well, that's a classic mixtape.
All right,
like
so
an outright classic mixtape.
They always say, what's Jeezy John? Thug Motivation 101 is a cult classic.
No, that's
but it's a classic.
No, nobody says a cult classic.
I swear to God, that's always been the thing with
That's a
Jeezy. He has
classic.
cult classic albums.
No. That and
To me,
Recession are
cult classic
classics.
just means you're not mainstream, but you got a
To me,
classic
cult
album.
classic is like the fans know it. Like
Nah, your fans know it. Your cult knows
but
it.
it's not like
But that's
to me-
because you don't have a mainstream
To me,
following.
class like, and you can argue with Come Home With Me because Dipset was so big, so like their cult is like the industry damn near, or New York because New York is so big. But like Ambition, like niggas outside of Wale fans or shit like that don't give a fuck about Ambition still. Like niggas that hate Wale,
That's what make it a cult
they
classic.
might be like, yeah, but that's why it's not an outright classic. Like 101, Thug Motivation 101 shifted the entire industry
So
and
is the
culture to time
Recession
with
a
that.
classic or a cult classic?
To me, that's a classic too, because that shit was huge.
I don't disagree with you, but
Yeah,
I just think
both of them.
certain albums become cult classics.
103 is a cult classic.
Like
to
American
me.
Gangster is a cult classic.
No,
but
that's
it's
a classic now. It used to be a cult classic, now it's a classic now.
But I'm just saying, in general, like you're not gonna put American Gangster or Greater Society.
Dynasty is a cult classic.
American Gangster is like Dynasty.
No.
Reasonable Doubt is a cult classic. It's a classic
No,
now,
nigga,
but it's a cult classic.
No.
If you ask,
Reasonable Doubt one of the original
If
classics.
you ask a leisure Jay-Z fan or a leisure hip hop fan,
They won't lie and say
Jay-Z
Reasonable
album,
Doubt's my favorite album and shit like
no,
that.
not a leisure fan. They gonna say Black Album. They gonna say the most popular album because that's the mainstream.
But they also know they've been hearing Reasonable Doubt being in classic for 20 years.
So you just talking about dick
Everybody
eaters.
No, I'm just talking about consensus. Like,
I mean, consensus. I don't think
general people,
consensus
like-
would say Reasonable Doubt is a classic. If you poll in everybody,
they will just say it because I've heard a lot of people say that shit. Like, it'll be sheep shit. You talking about the
so
leisure
if I ask you Reasonable
Zach
Doubt,
don't
or
know
Black- or
shit.
Black
He
Album,
listen to playlists. He don't fuck music is out here. He don't know what's going on. Zach be down here typing on keys. He don't listen to music. He a mad scientist.
I don't get to listen to it as much as I should.
Okay, I respect
You
that.
still ain't hear Miko. I'm disgusted.
I
think-
heard it. I just
You ain't hear it.
You in Philly? You ain't hear me go?
He from Jersey.
heard it. I just wasn't.
He from
biggest
Jersey, but
fan.
he from Jersey again until further notice. Like, we had to take it back across the bridge. Which is Meek's best album? Is this better? Is this better? Cause you had interesting opinions about that as well. You wasn't as overjoyed with championships.
Yeah, I think Meek best album would be Wins and Losses.
Okay.
But I think you got to make Meek mixtapes albums.
Well, I count. I'm not going to just say their albums, but I definitely count tapes a part of legacies. Though,
Yeah.
definitely. Like
To
me,
me,
Flamers 2,
Flamers 2 is
DC 1,
unmatched.
2, they all count,
Yeah.
and they are classics.
Yeah,
Like,
DC 1, Flamers 2 for me. DC 2 too. I wouldn't put that on Flamers 2 and DC 1 level though. But yeah, those would be like if Meek got classics, it's definitely Flamers 2, DC 1, DC 2 is borderline to me. Wins and Losses is a really good album. This album is good, it's solid. But yeah,
what was the issue?
I don't think he has a classic album like certified studio.
A lot of
album.
people, we see if this can escape the cult and the hype phase. But a lot of people say it's a classic. I'm not even saying it. A lot of people think it's his best album. I'm not really hearing too many classic stuff, but the energy is there. So that's what I mean. Like to me, I call like modern shit classic, maybe even Pretty Fast, and like the energy is really there. Like Good Kid, Mad City, I didn't have to wait till to Pimp a Butterfly or Dim to classic. That shit was a classic to me in the first year because like the energy was just there. Like it was a great album off the rip. So the championships thing, I know you really like triggered me because you didn't like even the song championships.
No, it's not that I
And-
didn't like the song. I'm just saying it was nothing about the song that made me want to go to that song for it. Like
You
the
actually
lyrical
deleted it.
content was the same as the intro, the same as Trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, I've already listened to 5 or 6, 7 songs before I get to this song. When I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh, this is what you was already talking about. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, cool, it's a crazy saxophone sample, but all right. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing you giving me in this song that you haven't given me through the first half of the album. So it's not one of those things. Like when I first heard Trauma, I was like, oh, okay,
Fire.
okay. When I heard what's the song right before What's Free? Oh no, that's the Cardi joint. What's the song after What's Free?
All right, we got the intro. What's 2?
2 is
the
Trauma.
Trauma.
3 is the
3
Uptown
is
Vibes.
Uptown
4
Vibes.
is
4
the Cardi
Cardi.
joint. 5 is the What's Free.
What's free? 6
And
is
then-
going bad, right?
No, 8 is like going bad. It's the other joint that everybody was going crazy about. Matter of fact, I got
Yeah,
my phone
phone right there. Not almost slipped.
Nah, it's Respect the Game.
Great
Respect the
song.
Game was the joint I was, oh, he
Great
in his
song.
bag.
Mhm.
And then it went to Going Bad. And I'm like, okay, cool. So by the time you get the championships, I'm like, you got Respect the Game, you got Trauma, you got the intro, and you got What's Free. Like, I done heard this verse already. So that championships isn't catching me besides the crazy sample. That I'm just like, all right, okay. It's a cool song.
That's a cool logic, but no, I ain't rolling. It's a great song. Fuck you. You deleted it. The disrespect.
No, I just didn't save it. I didn't delete it. I just didn't save it. It's a difference.
Why is Wins and Losses better than you? Because I know me, initially when I heard this, I'm like, no, this is a good album. I'm not mad at all, but Wins and Losses is better to me. As I continue to listen to it, I'm like, I might give him a tie at this point, whatever. But to me, I feel like maybe people aren't giving Wins and Losses enough credit because to me, that was a great album. I said, to me, I was arguing that was the best album of 2017. Like, that was a great
Right.
album to me. Like,
Yeah, I just think Wins and Losses is cohesive. Like, to me, the knock on Meek is that he don't make cohesive albums to me. Like, it's just song after song after song. Like, the Cardi song is Fuck On Me, and then it's What's Free and We Deep. Like, there's no cohesion to that as I'm just... So, to me, it's like he makes playlists. Wins and Losses feels like an album. That it's like you going from this point, and then you taking me to this point, you bringing me to this point, telling me about this, you give me a story. Now we turning up in the club. I can respect that. So, that's just my thing with Meek. It's not always cohesive, and Wins and Losses felt cohesive when I listened to it.
Okay, interesting. And also speaking on lyrical, another thing we talk about a lot is like what is being lyrical.
Right.
So, what is high lyricism to you?
So high lyricism for a rapper is nothing new under the sun. You're not going to say a punchline that nobody's heard. You're not going to give a verse that nobody can understand what you're saying and never heard it before, unless you Hov. So to me, when you giving me something I've heard before, but from a perspective that I haven't heard it, that's lyricism. So some people think like rappity rap, zappity zap, happy. That's not lyricism. That's just like flipping words and making things sound alike. You're not really saying anything. But like when you're actually taking me through a progression as you going through a flow, that's hot to me. Like you telling me the story, and like when I listen to Hov, I be like, that's not supposed to rhyme. Like, oh my, how are you making this rhyme? That it's like, oh, the whole story is just like Biggie was great at that. That's why Biggie's such a great lyricist. The whole story is we found out about a lick, we pulled up, we gonna rob this motherfucker. Right. But you walking me through and you rhyming the shit you smell when you walk past this room with the kind of gun you had and what you thinking on your mind as you walk in this room and when you lost track of time. That's amazing. So that's lyricism to me. It's not about how you deliver. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, nigga turn around holding his daughter. Like, oh shit, I lost the whole story until you said this. Like, it puts everything into perspective. That's lyricism. And he's not using overcomplicated words and all, you know what I mean? So that's my thing with lyricism. Okay,
and because, also before I get back to that, you never answer. Are you excited with, a lot of people are excited with Cole's recent run. Like, it's this whole 2018, including the album, and then what's going on with Dreamville. So thoughts on Cole, because that's one of your favorite rappers.
Yeah, I fuck with Cole. Am I excited?
You haven't been as amazed as others.
Yeah, I'm happy to see him rapping. Excuse me, but to me, it sounds like Cole bored. Like he only rap because he feel like he has to. Like KOD feel like an album he feel like he had to make. It don't got the Born Center Forest Hills drive to it where it's like I'm just genuinely making an album and I'm just using my talent to express.
You didn't think it was organic, like
some songs, but as a whole thing. Not really. Like, certain songs, like when I hear Window Pane, yeah. When I hear Once An Addict, yeah. When I hear Friends, yeah. When I hear even ATM, yeah. But, like, the other song, yeah, Motivate, that's just a song you feel like you gotta make. You know what I mean? To keep the album in a way that it can be played on the radio or young kids can listen to it, which I understand, you in the business. But it don't always feel like Cole is invested. So it's like, even on the 21 Savage thing, people was going crazy talking about it. So when I listened to it, I was just like, it sounded like 21 Savage called and was like, yo, I want you to do the album. It's like, but in it, he just kind of say that. Like, yeah, then 21 called me, said he had a spot. I pulled out my book and I jot. Like, and it's like, then I started thinking about Tekashi, how he got to the top. Now he on a cot, thinking about everything that he got. Like, I'm just like, okay, you know, like, it's not trash, but it's not motivated Cole. And I feel like Motivated Cole was the best rapper of the generation. Just from like a pure rapping sense, he was the best rapper. And when he's not motivated, he's still a great rapper, but it's just like, oh, okay, it's cool. You know what I mean? It's like when a great scorer just decides to average 22, 23 for a year. Yeah, you're going to be an all-star, you're going to go through the motions, but this not you when you was averaging 32. So that's how I feel about it.
Okay. So do you foresee him going back up? Because I feel, even though I like KOD, definitely more than 40 Hours Only, I was like, so now we got 2 projects in a row, and that was before the feature streak. There's 2 projects in a row. Is this just the trajectory of J. Cole's career from now on? Is it ever going to be another, upward swing? Or is he just... And even if it's not, like, necessarily trash, but are you ever going to get to the Born Center for itself drives, like,
I think you'll get one more.
Level?
The thing I learned about music, or at least I feel like I learned about music, is all the greats get another time. Like, you get twice around the sun when you do something great in the culture. So him, Drake, Kendrick... They'll fade to the background as new artists emerge, and we care about other younger artists. But so they'll get their other time around. Get his
kingdom come.
Exactly, like exactly.
Swing.
And then you get 444. Like you'll get your other time around the sun, where we sit back and be like, "Damn, you really did all of this. This is your career now." You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think it'll be.
Interesting.
He'll come back around the sun, but for now, it's just like he'll continue to rap, make music. He'll get his songs, he'll get his hits, he'll have his verses where he really go in, but. He'll get it back eventually.
You fuck with Dreamville?
I think I like Cole. I'm just saying, like I like Cole.
Somebody said it was like if Dreamville, this whole Revenge of Dreamers thing is exciting, but if it comes out to be a good project, they're gonna be like the 06 Heat. But if TDE do a project, they're gonna be like the 17 Warriors.
Yeah. So I just think, I mean, yeah, in a way. To me, Dreamville is cool. We get hype about it because it's new Cole.
Right.
So that's why we get hype.
A lot of it, like the JID thing, have gave it a little more hype. I don't get into him. I've tried.
I just think
a few times.
he just sound like down south Kendrick to me.
Yeah, and I'm like, but like not as hot though. Like just like it ain't like it's like, oh, this is a different Kendrick, but just as hot. Like I just rather not even listen to this. It's like it really don't do nothing for me at all.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people fucking it. Like people, they was trying to put Boss and Kaz, and I said off the rip, that ain't it. Omen, but GID now that he's part of it. Oh no, wait, no.
I like Ari Lennox.
I never tried her yet.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like Earth Game, but I haven't tried them yet.
I haven't got into them.
But you know, I'm actually like anxious, curious, especially with all the outside features as well that's supposed to be involved.
Yeah,
in
and then that's when I really lose interest because I'm like Dreamville is one of those cult type groups.
Definitely.
I just want to hear y'all.
Depends how they do it though.
I mean, yeah, but okay, you know, let me know what you think.
Okay. Do you also think like back to time and shit like that? Do you think about, like I say, you feel you have your confidence because you feel you're comfortable with your soul and your trajectory and shit like that and your path. But do you think about time at all? Is time a factor at all in your life? I saw a recent conversation about like your financial clock versus like your biological clock and shit like that. Are those things a factor at all? Like no, it is what it is, and what comes to me is gonna come to me. It's out of my hands.
I just turned 25, and my thing for this year was to slow it down and take it day by day. So, not really. You know what I mean? Like, when I put things into perspective of, like, my homies really gone, people in jail for life, people really poor and, like, struggling, it's like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I could eat, I could sleep, you know, I have money in my bank account, I'm building up what I want to do. Like, I'm cool, so I don't get into, like, the career. I don't want to be a 45-year-old rapper when I get signed, of course, you know what I mean? Like, I want to get signed while I'm in my prime and while I could, like, physically do things. But, nah, like, I don't really trip about it the way I used to. When I was 21, I was like, oh, my God, I got to get signed by 23, and I got to be on, I got to go platinum by 25, and now I'm just like, it'll come. Okay. Like, I don't stress about it. It'll come.
Got you. Another thing we talked about before is, like, women not knowing the power that they possess.
Right.
And not knowing how to play the game.
Right.
Continue on that though, and we feel how you feel about that.
Yeah, so I think when we was having a conversation, just to give it context, we were saying.
I actually don't remember.
Oh, okay.
For once.
Yeah, I know that's crazy, but we were saying like basically, I was like, men aren't really that smart. We just know how to play the game better than women. And if women knew how to play the game, like I just think God gives the world dualities. You give women all the power, but they're not as good as the game as the guys who don't have the power, but they have the will to play the game right. And I just think that's the duality of life. So now you have to coexist. Because if you give women everything, it's no need for guys. And if you give guys everything, it's no need for women. So you got to mix it up. So I just think women have everything in their power, but they don't always know how to utilize it. That's a great word, utilize it. And I also think, like, when you have so many tools, it's hard to figure out what tool is going to do the job. I think that's women. That's why they don't know how to play the game, because they got a tool belt that's full. So you never know if it's a screwdriver or if a hammer going to do it. You always, should I screw this in or should I just hammer it? And with guys, we ain't really got that many. So we know exactly how our tools work.
I'm going to just make this hammer work. That's all I got.
I just can't hit it as hard as I normally would. You know what I mean? Like, this screwdriver going to have to do for this. So I just think that's the thing. Guys just know how to play the game better than women because we always have to play it. So I tell women all the time, like, we're always courting y'all. So we know it's just certain things we have to catch on to. We got to figure out how to talk to a woman in that 30-second window we get to talk to you. We got to figure out if you want an expressive guy, if you want a laid back guy, if you want a hype guy, if you want a guy that's going to ask you a lot of questions. We got to present ourselves in a way. Do you want a suit and tie guy? Do you want a nigga with jeans and Timbs? Do you want a guy with a haircut? Do you want a guy with braid? We got to know all of this as we approach you. So guys don't always do it right. Of course, niggas be getting shit wrong, and men definitely got to be better at that. But I just think that's the thing, because women never have to go through the courting process for real. They never, like, that part of their brain never wakes up to figure out how to play the game, because from the moment we see you, we playing the game. What do I got to say? What do I got to do? Where I got to go? What I got to show her to get her? So I just think that's the thing why women don't play the game as good as guys.
Okay, and also kind of speaking about just being affected and trauma shit like that, on a lighter note, kind of, you also in that same conversation spoke on like just being damaged by a girl and shit like that, whatever.
Right.
And like I feel a lot of dudes are in different ways, and I feel just generally women are, of course, more expressive about things, whatever. But to speak on that, and just feel like, how do you feel women do? Because we be playing the game, we more active with shit like that, whatever. So just speak on like how maybe men do end up being damaged, or certain ways you are, indirectly or whatever. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so, and this is the reason why I thought 444 was a great album, because, like, growing up as a black man, like, you train to not have feelings. If you got feelings, you gay. And that's looked down upon in the black community among men. So you train to not have feelings. So, like, I got a line in one of my songs. I said, but when you from a place where emotions get you killed, you fake what you feel, so these scars never heal. So it's just like, I can't go outside and say, yo, I like this girl, but she hurt my feelings. What should I do, bro? He gonna be like, fuck that bitch. Why? Because that's probably what somebody told him. So the same thing on Poetry in My Environment. It's like, well, we've been beefing. You would ask why? I barely even know. But the old heads put us onto this. So it's just like, you don't got time to figure it out in real time. Why is it like that? And I need to do a study. No, shit happened and make a decision.
Right.
So that's what most black men be going through. And you going through it at an age where you don't even understand the world yet. So you start liking girls 12, 13, 14 for the most part. And you don't know about emotions. You don't know about heartbreak. You just think she pretty. She got nice hair or she got nice whatever. And you like her. You want to get her number and call her when you go home. But all of these real world things start to come into play when like your emotions wake up, when your sexuality wakes up, and now you're trying to figure out things that you wasn't supposed to figure out. So it was already taboo as you was growing up. Now as you coming of age to figure it out, there's nobody to talk to because that shit gay. You can't talk about that. You soft, nigga. You a bitch. And it's like, well, I ain't gonna be no bitch. I don't got time to figure out why I'm a bitch for doing it. I'm just not gonna do it.
But I ain't no bitch.
I ain't no bitch. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that kind of thing that it's like, if I sat here and be like, yo, Q, I love you, bro. I gotta put bro on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I be like, I love you, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't be like, yo, Q, I love you, bro. I care about you. I want to make sure
Why you
you're
gotta
cool.
put the bro in there? I heard you say the bro in there.
It's happening. I can't be like, Q,
Gay
I
ass
love you.
nigga.
I hope you. So that's my point. That it's like we gotta readjust our like emotional compass, and I took that from Barack Obama. He said moral compass, but our like emotional compass for how we raise black men. Yeah, he said everything because on one hand we blame black men for not being there and taking care of their kids, but then we blame younger black men for not knowing how to deal with women. But it's also single moms raising these black men who don't know how to deal with a woman. So at a certain point, we got to be accountable as a community to say like, yo, we got to raise niggas to be better. Because niggas got single moms and still don't know how to treat a woman. Somebody got to fix that instead of just blaming everybody or letting that person become a monster for 30 years and then say you're a terrible person and you've been that since day one. It's like, nah, something made me be like this and now I done fucked up where y'all don't even care about that, but that still is the reason that's affecting me.
I've always said one of my biggest pet, especially as I get older, one of my biggest pet peeves is just bad parenting because like 95% of shit wrong with society starts in the home.
At home. That's
you figure that shit out there, a lot of shit gets sorted out eventually. Like, we ain't really just tearing each other apart for the rest of the time and shit like that and fucking over everybody.
And one thing I want to pass that, like, as I got older, I started talking to my mom. Me and my mom always been close, but we never been, like, to talk about sex close, right? And as I got older, became like an adult, I started talking to my mom just about things she went through as a woman and like her thoughts. And I was just so amazed that like she felt like this or she had feelings because I never thought about my mom like that.
As a woman.
As a woman, right? You only think about her as mom.
I went through that type of thing as well.
And that was mom. Like I looked at women in a totally different perspective from there. And then my brother said something that was the most profound shit anybody ever said to me. And he was like, you got to understand what women give up to be with men. And I was like, all right, yeah, you're going to say, like, we stronger than them and they got to be secure. And he was like, nah, really think about it. He was like, you have sex with a woman. 90% of the time, you're going to get on top of her. In this moment, she knows you're physically stronger than her. You could kill her. You could choke her. You have control over her body, and then you're going inside of her body. She's giving all of that security up so you can have pleasure. I was like, women the most phenomenal thing ever created, bro. That's amazing to think about. That's crazy. Like, she's really giving that to you every time y'all have sex. And we take it for granted. Like, throw that ass back. You know what I mean? But nobody trained us to think like that. So when my brother said it to me, my perspective on women automatically changed. It just gave me perspective of life. Like, yo, all of these girls been feeling these ways about me. And I'm like, I didn't do nothing to you. And it's because subconsciously they're making that decision when they decide to have sex with me that I never took into consideration because I never knew.
And you can maybe cherish them more.
Exactly. So it's just that kind of thing that it's like, yo, like women really be the greatest thing ever created. But if you don't teach a person that, they'll never know, you know what I mean, what great even means if you don't give them the definition. So I just think we got to teach people what greatness even is for them to appreciate greatness. That's what it is. And I just feel like it'd be a lack of knowledge. It'd be a lack of morality. It'd be a lack of empathy. Mm-hmm. And we just chalk it up to fuck that nigga or fuck that bitch.
Yep, but when you know better, you do better.
Yeah, exactly.
And like you said, society's evolving every day.
Yeah.
But in general, did you enjoy yourself today, Max?
Of course, man. I appreciate you always having me on here.
First time he's on. Like I said, check out that Maxism episode and the project. And
no, this is my 4th time. I was on Artistic Epiphany.
Right, that was the first time. Artistic Epiphany, Maxism. Wait, it might be 5th.
Oh,
Toxic Intermission, Rat Madness, and 222. 222.
Yeah.
222? That was funny.
That was hot.
And now this one. Always a pleasure. Always a great
yes,
great
sir,
conversation.
I appreciate you, bro.
Any plugs? Anything looking for a shot? The new song again?
Yeah, new song. So go on your Tidal, your Apple Music, Spotify, search Max Ali, MAX space Ali. I'm clearly the best rapper if you haven't listened to this. So go stream Air Max. By the time you hear this, it'll be out. Listen to Maxism the album. Listen to Black Art the album. Shop the merchandise. blackisart.com. We have the new Gold Mine hoodies for the production company I just launched today. So feel free to shop everything. Spend all your money. It's greatly appreciated.
I'm gonna buy a hoodie too, definitely.
Yeah, I mean you a Gold Mine writer, so you might get one for free, bro.
Oh, like a rock chain?
Exactly. Get a Gold Mine chain.
Rockefeller. I said Rockefeller. Trail shit. RightonQuelive, talk about it. We out.